I mean, did he think that he was playing Frisbee?
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
Girl, we have so much to talk about, but before we get into it, I need to make sure that you guys are always visiting fortheculturepodcast.com. Episode is coming out this coming Tuesday, and if you haven't heard the previous ones, I don't know where your ass has been, maybe rolling around in somebody's wheelbarrow. I'm not sure. I don't know where you have been, but I know where you need to go, and that's fortheculturepodcast.com. We come out with sickening ass episodes, and there's really no reason for you not to be over here subscribing to us on your podcast app, on your iPhone, or visiting the website and seeing which platform you want to listen to us on. SoundCloud. Like, girl, just get in line, sis. Just do what you have to do, girl. And I mean, more content, sis. And when I say more content, I'm just like, girl, you might as well sign up for Patreon too, girl. It starts at $1 a month, girl. $1 a month! Just for some more Adrian, girl. Go ahead on over patreon.com/Adrian Special. Let's get into it. Ooh, my fat ass neck. I'm gonna pop this choker. I promise you I am, bitch. Y'all make these chokers, and it's my fault. Y'all make these chokers for white girls whose necks is constructed like this. Girl, no ma'am. I need to have some type of air moving in the back, girl. Okay, whatever. Before we get into the real topics that we're going to discuss this evening, I want to go ahead, and it is a real topic, but I want to go ahead and discuss a cute topic, and that's Michelle and Barack recently had their anniversary, and I'm over here, yes! I'm getting my life because not only is Barack Obama giving me all types of, male model type of things. Barack, let me tell you, I don't know what it is about Mr. Barack Obama, but maybe it's his intelligence, the way he smiles, the way he talks. I mean, that skin is just, I don't care what you girls say. I mean, I don't know. Is Malia or Sasha watching this? Malia, Sasha, if y'all watching this, close it out right now. Cause let me tell you something, your daddy fine as hell. I don't know what, I'm so out of line. I don't know what I have to tell y'all. Barack Obama's sexy as hell, okay? And it is what it is. You can drag me all you want, but he fine as hell. And Michelle Obama's sitting over here giving you girls, very much so Greek goddess sitting on the top of Mount Olympus type of teas. You know what I mean? Girl, let me tell you something. She was sitting down with Shonda Rhimes. They were doing this cute little event, and all of a sudden, Shonda was like, girl, I heard that, today's a special day. Michelle was like, yes, it is. And here come Barack Obama, thermometer-shaped head ass, girl. Girl, it makes sense because you hot as hell. Here come Barack Obama, thermometer-shaped head ass, just come and say, Michelle, like, thank you so much for everything you've done. Thank you for sticking by me. You've been a great example for for your daughters and as well as, for the country. I was like, yes, ma'am! You better tell Michelle how much you mean to her, girl. I loved it. It just black love, black successful ass love. What more could you ask for? I saw another story being talked about on Twitter as well, and that's Gabrielle Union and she said she had 8 or 9 miscarriages. She revealed all of that to us, and she didn't have to. Even while her fiance, what the fuck his ass wants to be on this afternoon, even while he was over here making babies with other people and shit. I mean, I can only imagine. That's all I can do because I'm not a woman, but I can only imagine the devastation. Not only do you have 8 or 9 miscarriages, but then you have to go and realize, hey, my motherfucking significant other went outside of the marriage, and not only that, she's having his whole ass baby. You know what I mean? That must be so discouraging. And that's one of the reasons why I say, you take these celebrity stories, you think this shit is cute, you take these celebrity love stories and you see that the woman has stayed, and a lot of these men, they say, well, girl, if she stayed, then the rest of y'all women don't have a reason to leave anyone you're with. And I'm like, first of all, y'all ain't no Jay-Z, y'all ain't no LeBron James. Let's just be real about that situation. Niggas, y'all SoundCloud rappers ain't no Jay-Z. Y'all, you wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym, built ass bitches. Y'all ain't no motherfucking Steph Curry, neither are you a LeBron James. So let's not compare. Why compare when you don't compete? You see what I'm saying? Second of all, it was that woman's choice to stay in that relationship. It was Beyonce, if that shit is real, and I love her to death, but it was Beyonce's choice to stay in that relationship. If Jay-Z cheated, that was her choice. She doesn't speak for the millions of other women who are suffering through shit. Girl, if they want to leave and they've been through too much and they say, girl, I can't take it, then it's their prerogative to motherfucking leave, okay? I'm not sure why y'all are projecting. If Miss Union decides, hey sis, I'm gonna work this shit out no matter how traumatic my past has been, I'm gonna work it out with my significant other, then that's her decision, okay? I don't understand why y'all expect every single woman to react in the same way. I don't get it, but since these tragedies are always happening, I'm glad that people like Beyonce, I'm glad that people like Gabrielle Union are taking the time out to say, yeah, hey, experienced miscarriages and shit like that. Because women, I'm sure they need to know, like, girl, I'm not alone in this bullshit. I'm not alone in this trash. People that I look up to are going through this same situation, and if they survive, I can also survive. So kudos to Gabrielle. I know that must have been difficult. You're gonna have a bunch of ain't shit ass niggas. Men are trash, so you're gonna have ain't shit ass niggas in your comments and your mentions all goddamn day, calling you out your name because of what you decided to share with us. But I'm glad that you did it because it allows other women to see the light at the end of the trash ass tunnel. I mean, so can we talk about it? Let's talk about it, okay? So, I mean, I don't know what's going on, but y'all president, cause he ain't mine, sis. Y'all president, he was over here playing, I don't know, was it pin the tail on the donkey? With these motherfucking shits. He said, girl, I mean, if you haven't noticed, I don't know, you must have been living on the rock if you haven't noticed, but girl, Mr. Trump, he took his bloated, large intestine shaped head ass to Puerto Rico to say, hey sis, we got some supplies for you hoes, you know, giving me Bob the Builder teas, you know, he said we got some supplies or some, I don't know. But he was over there, and I think it was a church event that they were giving out, like they were giving out food, toiletries and shit like that. Donald Trump was over here, he was supposed to be handing it out. So I expected to see his, you know, even though his hands are extremely small, I still expected him to be able to hold on to something like this, a paper towel kind of thing, and just hold on to it and simply do like this. After somebody has been through some trauma, after they lost their goddamn house, after they lost their jobs, because jobs are buildings, sis, so if they got washed away, you ain't got no place to fucking clock in. Okay? So after they lost their homes, their jobs, some of them their kids and shit, you know, after they lost everything, I would expect for him to use his small ass hands to simply just hand somebody just do like this, hand it to them, bitch, or at least organize, say, hey, we're gonna help you guys out, let's form a single file line so we can get this moving. You know, that would take some type of strategy, some type of intelligence to just, you know, some type of leadership ability, okay? But no, bitch, that's what I would expect. But here comes his ass, bitch, down, said, hike. Bitch, and that's why my gay ass don't be playing no sports, bitch, because I mean, that shit was such a failure. He came out here and said, down, said hike on you hoes. I said, what in the name of Satan's balls are you fucking doing? Are you chucking supplies? Are you chucking supplies at people who've lost their fucking homes? Bitch, are you chucking supplies at people who watched their motherfucking life savings just wash the fuck away? Are you chucking supplies at people who are suffering with fucking cholera and shit? Apparently, y'all take so long to get resources down there that cholera started fucking coming up. Are you chucking, bitch, are you chucking paper towels at people who don't know where the fuck they're gonna wipe their ass tonight? Are you chucking paper towels? I mean, you would think that his ass is like he was feeling really festive, like it was a game show or something. Like he's about to use these shits as like, you know what I mean, confetti or some type of shit, girl. He was just, hey, you know, tossing. Let's play fetch. Let's play frisbee shaped ass, bitch. If you don't stop. Now I've said this before. I'm not going to tear you down simply because you were born in privilege. I'm going to tear your ass down. If people's lives are being affected and you have the ability to help them in a courteous way, let's put that on there, and you do not do so. You've been born into privilege, okay, sis. But let's step out of our comfort zones and figure out what life is like for people who weren't born with access to things like a small loan of $1 million. You see what I'm saying? Like me, for example, I have male privilege. And that does kind of have different implications because I'm gay, but I still have male privilege. I still don't have to worry about 9 times out of 10 what women have to worry about on a daily basis. You see what I'm saying? Now, as I said, because I'm a part of the LGBT community, there are a lot of disadvantages that I have, but at least I can recognize that I have certain amounts of privilege and I need to fucking use it properly. Why is he I mean, how can you be so out of touch with humanity? I mean, can you not imagine losing everything that you own and sitting here in front of the person who is supposed to lead this amazing, huge ass country that y'all be branding like it's the most amazing one in the fucking universe, and he's chucking supplies at your face? It's so disheartening. What's more disheartening is, let me read it. So after approving requests in Texas and Florida after Harvey and Irma, about using food stamps to get hot meals and stuff like that. Puerto Rico asked for the same shit, like, girl, can we use these food stamps, get some hot meals, provide for our citizens? And Trump denies that request. Trump went on to say, well, girl, I mean, he was just kidding, kikiing and laughing and shit. I mean, you elect a reality TV show star, and that's exactly what you're gonna get. He think this shit is some type of, you know, next time on Dragon Ball Z build shit. He was kikiing and giggling, talking about, ha ha ha, you guys have thrown, Puerto Rico, you guys have thrown our budget out of whack, girl. Let me tell you who's thrown our budget out of whack. The same pumpkin pie in the face built bitch who has depleted the Secret Service of their financial resources for the rest of the year. That's you, sis. Bitches who are out here living in New York instead of at the White House where their sham of a marriage should be located. Your ass spent upwards of 70 million goddamn dollars golfing. That's the motherfucker who threw our budget off kilter, sis. So I don't know how you're over here saying, well, girl, you know, after a whole tragedy strikes, you're saying, oh, you're throwing our budget out of whack. Girl, what the fuck you talking about? If you don't provide for these people, this is a humanitarian ass crisis. And it's disrespectful and it's horrible for, what is it? I think Title's over here. I think they asked for 100,000 pounds of food or something like that just to send one plane, and now they might have to send 10 planes over here because New York City gave 2 million pounds. I think that's what it is. So it's just like we have all these resources, people in our communities who are giving back and who aren't making a fuss about this shit, and yet you who waste the community's resources have a problem giving resources that aren't even yours, sis. They're the taxpayers giving resources to a whole ass country who has gone through a horrible ass tragedy. But according to you, you said, you know, we should be grateful, sis, because what happened in Puerto Rico isn't a real tragedy like the hurricanes that hit in the United States. How are you gonna operate without a brain if you don't take your yellow brick road scarecrow built ass on somewhere? I know something. Y'all know Stairway to Heaven? The real tragedy, sis, Miss Donald Trump, is that your hairline is serving me Stairway to Hell. Okay? I feel like my ass is burning up for you, baby. And Trump, since you're over here throwing things like a 2-year-old, I just wish I had some type of magic to go ahead and transform this into impeachment and toss it your way. Okay? Have a good goddamn evening.